Hi guys and welcome back. I hope we're doing well. So a very frequently asked question is where do I get my jewellery? Where does it all come from? So because of that, I thought I'd dedicate some videos specifically for my jewellery collection. So today's video is the ring edition, and as it's very clear, I'm gonna quite literally just go over my go-to rings. I do have quite a substantial jewellery collection anyway, so I probably won't ever go through everything that I have, just because some pieces of jewellery I have are for sentimental reasons, they're what have been passed down. So I've written down all of my rings, where they come from. I don't know the specific names of each ring other than a few of them, and that's purely because they're either sort of my nearest and dearest or they're just very memorable names. I'm not going to link every single ring below because one, there's a few of them that I just physically won't be able to due to where they came from, and two, because I'm going to link the actual main websites for these companies so that you can just look and see what they actually have to offer and not just go straight to one piece. I think it will just be a bit of a nicer experience for you guys to see how many amazing jewelers there are out there and what they actually have to offer that aren't just one specific item. So I think if I worked out right, there's 32 rings I'm going to show you. I'm not going to go into detail on all of them. I'm quite literally going to tell you where they're from, what I think they're called, and show you it. I have these for a reason because I love them all for their own individual reasons. Every single piece, I think bar one, are 925 sterling silver. They're proper, you know, they're quality. So I literally have a teacup which sits on my bedside table and houses all of my rings in them, and essentially what I do is each day is a bit of a lucky draw. I pick what ones I want to wear and which fingers I'm going to put them on. I feel a little bare at the moment because obviously I've got one bare hand, and then these are sort of my, if I took them off it would probably feel like my my hand's been amputated. So I will show you these, but I haven't taken them off. Also, because I was showing you every piece, I spent my evening last night cleaning every single fucking piece of jewellery that I have. I paid more attention obviously to the rings because as I'm showing them I wanted to make sure they looked all spick and span and super shiny. So I'm just going to dive straight in. There's going to be no particular order and I'm not going to group them. I'm quite literally just going to do a lucky dip and just show you whatever I pick out. Okay, so the top one is this beautiful bad boy right here. He is from the Wild. I don't know the name of the stone that's in it, but obviously he is a proper bad boy, and he is a super big one too. He's really beautiful, and that came from Jake for my birthday. Number two is then this bad boy here, my gorgeous star horseshoe, and he came from a House of Need. This was a birthday present from my best friend. Super chunky, super cool, super badass. Okay, number two is then this one right here. He is called Michael Rodent, and he is from The Great Frog. He's so cool. I just love everything about him. This little cutie here, which is more of a statement silver. I don't really know there's sort of terminology for these, but I just really liked its quirky design, and that you've got sort of the spiral detailing in the band. This came from a little jeweller in Norwich where I'm from called Bojangles. Oh, and I do need to obviously say that a couple of these pieces I'm going to show you have been gifted to me, just to let you know. This bad boy is the small Kudo ring, and this is by The Great Frog. I have lusted over him for absolutely ages, and I was finally able to add him to my collection as a Christmas present to me, and he's just such a pretty ring. This came from Athens, from a really small little market shop. It's got the Greek alphabet on it, and it's just such a really pretty ring. It's sort of 3D. I don't know if you can still see where it lifts up. You've got like very tiny posts that keep it up. Just sort of, it's a bit of a shield. It's just really cool. I think it's really pretty, and I saw it and I just knew I had to buy it. Number 7 is then this one. I think it's pronounced like Ether Loves or Ether Loves. This is a snake or a serpent with an apple, and then all the band has this gorgeous detailing on it. It's so pretty. This was a piece that was gifted to me. I think it's just such a stunning ring. this little guy, he came from a Camden market. He's very small, he's very pretty, and I mean, he's very dainty compared to sort of my other rings, and that's sort of where he usually live when I'm not wearing my eagle. Then we have our crossbones. This is by Bloody Mary Metal. Such a cool design. I was really torn between this one and there's another one where it's got 3 bones in a line, but I like the idea of sort of X marks the spot, crossbones, pirate, you know. Then we've got this one. This is the small feather onyx ring by the Great Frog. Love this one to pieces, and I just think it's so pretty. There's so many details in them, and again, it's nice and chunky, so it's just an all-round real pretty ring. So right, okay, so number 11, so we're cracking our way through them. This is one that I actually got from a small little stall at Winter Wonderland, which you find hosted in London. I think it's a really beautiful piece. Love the detailing again. He is so pretty. Again, lovely thick band and just super gorgeous. We're then going to go in with this cool dude. This is my skull wearing his absolutely fucking awesome sombrero. He is from the Great Frog. Don't know if you can probably tell, their stuff is just so detailed. It's just, their work is just so impressive. You can see like where he sort of sits, obviously because of his hat, but he is just such a badass ring. So this is a spoon, an antique spoon. It's been bent into a ring. This is by a company called Away with the Spoon. This was a piece that was very kindly gifted to me. I don't know if you can see all the gorgeous hammered detailing that's gone into this. And then obviously the base or the tip of the spoon, you've got just absolutely gorgeous work on it. Very lucky to have this as part of my collection. I've loved Away with the Spoon's work for so many years. Right, okay, so 14 is then another Great Frog bad boy. He is a jawless skull, very cool. I feel like he might be called the Evil Skull or something like that. Again, a very beautiful, detailed piece. He's so chunky, so gorgeous, and I absolutely adore him. 15, we're then going in with the Blind Tiger, and this is by Volstead. This was a gifted piece. You see he's got sort of the band over his eyes. Again, we've got some really beautiful detailing all around the band. He's just such a ferocious little piece. Okay, and then this little fella, this is my snake. Lots of detailing. You've got all the scale details throughout the entire band. This came from the little shop in Norwich, Bojangles again. Thought it was really lovely. He's just a nice little addition to have. Number 17 is then another Great Frog piece. You'll notice that there's quite a lot of Great Frog in my collection. This is the LA Bones. Huge band. Absolutely adore this piece with all of my heart. So I was holding that a bit high then, wasn't I? I love it because you've obviously got it as well as LA. It's just so lovely. Okay, next. And then we've got this one. This is a turquoise with a plain band. Love it because it's simple and satisfying and just beautiful. This one, I think this one came from Bojangles as well. I was racking my brains about it last night, and I'm caught between Bojangles in Norwich or a market stall in Camden. I can't quite remember now, but so pretty. So we're on to number 19 now. We're so close, yet so far away. This was definitely a Camden market piece. I adore this ring with every ounce of my being. I think it's such a beautiful piece. You've got a moonstone in the middle, and I don't know if you can see it, but it very slightly points at the top. One of my faves. I love this piece so much. Number 20, okay, of course, we're going with a Great Frog piece. So this is my lion. Look at his detail, like in the mane alone. And then you've got the detailing of like his chin, where his whiskers would be, his eyes. Like, he's just such a gorgeous piece to have, and he's another statement piece that I have in my collection. He is just beautiful. Okay, and then this is my Thomas Sabo piece, and it's got loads of little suns that go all around. You've then got Thomas Sabo's markings around the top. It does then spell out Thomas Sabo. Just a very pretty little band. Okay, another Thomas Sabo piece. This is my feather. This is what I tend to wear more on my thumb. I think it's a very nice thumb ring. There's very small little gemstones in each bit as well. I can't really show you my thumb. There you go. Right, so 23. Okay, so another Ether Loves. This is my Joker ring. This was another piece that was gifted to me very kindly. I think he's so sweet. I love his little jester hat. He's just so cool. He's definitely sweet. This is then a Great Frog special. Love him to pieces. I think he's so sweet. He sits on there. Okay, so final Thomas Sabo piece, and it is this beautiful little skull right here. Around the band, you've then got their signature writing, and it says Rebel at Heart, Thomas Sabo, and it does that on both sides. Again, is a very lovely little piece. I think he's so sweet. This is one that I actually think I stole from my mum's collection ages ago, and it's a very beautiful silver hammered band, and then at the front you've got a gold ball. I don't actually know where it came from. I sort of want to say that it potentially came from a jeweller abroad, but I can't be certain. I'll probably have to ask my mum. This one is broken, and it actually broke years ago. I think I stupidly fucking wore it to an adventure park, and this is a ring that my dad got my mum, and I desperately need to see if I can get someone to fix it, but I don't think that's going to happen. So the band has actually just gone. But it's a gorgeous ruby. It's a very pretty little ring, and I am determined to get this fixed because I love it. One, for the fact that it's sentimental, obviously being something that my dad bought my mum when they were younger, and it's also just a really pretty ring. It is just really lovely. So that's the teacup done. Well done guys, you held out. I'm going to quickly put these back in the teacup. Right, okay, let's move on to the hand that actually has jewellery on, shall we? So this is my double chain link. It's adjustable, but it is solid silver. This came from a company called Tiger and Luck, and this was a piece that I was very kindly gifted. I wear this daily. I love it. I don't actually take it off. It's a very lovely, in fact, piece, and I'm very lucky to have this in my collection. This is a sentimental one again. So this is a gold heart ring that my mum and dad had made, I think when I was a baby, and it's got PJT engraved in it, and those are my initials. I think they look nice stacked together like that. I think it's pretty. So the one that gets the most questions is this one right here, and this is a Soaring Eagle, and this is by the Great Frog. This was my first ever piece of Great Frog jewellery, and this was a birthday present I got. It's absolutely stunning, and the detail is just astounding. It really is. My thumb, I've then got these two small bands. I'm not going to take them off just because the one at the front is broken. So this one right here, this is actually a sentimental ring, and another that I will never take off. Haven't actually taken it off for, I want to say we're coming up to about 5 or 6 years now since I got given it. So that came from my nanny. That was a ring that my nanny gave me. And then the one at the back, this came from a small little market stall in Norwich. I like having thumb rings anyway. I think I get that from my dad because my dad wears one, and ironically is on the same thumb as well. But I just think they're really nice together. So that, I believe, I hope, is it's all of them. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. As I said, I will link all the businesses down below for you guys so you can go and have a look and see exactly what they all have to offer. I love each and every one of them, and I, as always, will be adding to my collection. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you here again next week.